Because we know that when we do it, amen, that it's not going to stand. You know that when we tell ourselves that we're going to transition something, it just simply does not happen. I don't know about you, but I have become one who's willing to work within the true factors in my life, knowing that there's things that I have not control over. And so understanding that there's things that I have not control over, then I am allowing the Creator, who is the manufacturer of me, to be able to start me over. How many of you know a lot of times, you know, as a matter of fact, if we have anything, if we have a car, how many of you know that you have to make your car over? I was at one point with my car where I had to take it and get the system flushed. Have you ever had to take your car and get the system flushed? Because we know over time, you know, slush builds up in your car. And normally when your car was really fast, all of a sudden you feel it slowing down, amen, because it had so much slush in it. It had so much garbage in it. And so you have to take it to get flushed. Well, sometimes we are the same way. You know, we get so much mess in us. We get so much trouble in us. We get so much things that are happening within us that we begin to slow down. But how many of you know every now and then God has got to flush you out? Just make me over, God. Just make me over. Well, as we begin to look at this particular text, the reason why this particular text is so amazing to us because David himself had not yet realized, amen, that he actually needed God to change him over. And so sometimes, you know, when we get in that mode that we're not understanding that we need God to change us over, we continue to fall in the same traps. Have anybody just continued in your life, in your daily walk, to fall in the same traps? Because every time that I've noticed, children, that every time that I have said something that I wanted to do, amen, how many of you know a lot of times it simply don't get done? Because I'm too much looking at the way that I want it. But how many of you know that God has a way of his own? As a matter of fact, he says that he's a jealous God, amen. And so he has a way that he prefers for us to do things. So as I begin to look at things, the way that I look at things, I have to start simply, when I begin to look at my makeover, I had to start simply with Solomon. The thing that Solomon says is that he says, he who conceals his transgressions will not prosper. And I'm like, Solomon, what do you tell me? But then he went on, he said, but he who confesses and forsakes them will find